And that's gonna do it. Capital Courts Academy pulling up the Cinderella story here. What an upset here. Defeated King's Christian for the first time this season. Champions of the OSBA.
I grew up in Sorel, Quebec, and the CEGEP team was basically doing a talk at our school. One of the players came and talked about and was so passionate about how much she's learned from basketball, and kind of got me excited to get into the sport myself. So I went from figure skating to basketball pretty quickly, just due to the fact that the practices for figure skating was in the morning and basketball was in the evening, so that made it an easy decision when you get into high school. So as soon as I got into basketball, I also met one of the, probably one of the most wonderful basketball lovers, which was my coach in high school, Rodrigue Dufault. And he pretty much was so passionate about it that he made you fall in love with it. So I basically lived in that gym and learned everything I could learn. He was very big on defense, so he made us love defense. So I think my first 2 years, I thought basketball was just about defense. As soon as I was done, it was again, how do I pay it forward? Because there was so much given to me. And it's the appreciation for that. So I got into an apprentice coaching position at Ottawa U right away. Even though my coach said, take a year off, because I was always in the gym, I was a gym rat, and she was like, you gotta take a break at some point. But I couldn't. So she also forced me to go into the community, and the first club I found was the Wolverines, GCBA.
We had heard about Fabienne because she was at Ottawa U, and that somebody had mentioned her. We were looking for somebody with experience to do our U19 girls, which were then called juvenile girls, right? And we didn't have anybody within the house league to do that, or within the association. So we someone contacted Fabienne. Fabienne agreed to come out, and she did coach for a while, but then she brought in she got more involved in Ottawa U, and then brought in some other coaches for us that sort of transitioned over. And that's how we first met Fabienne. And then of course, with her son coming in and her on the girls' side all along, we've had a close contact with her for a long time now. But
I made a really difficult decision to not renew my contract with Ottawa U, and really go back and make sure that I take care of my family, especially because I was expecting my second. So what I did is I shifted to the community, and that brought me to GCBA more full-time, and eventually transition into Jewel when the Jewel League happened. After 6 years, it was time to make that shift again. It's always just making that shift just to get a little bit higher in what you're doing and being challenged in different ways. So when OSBA came about, I observed it for a year because I know they were asking. I said, hey, Fabienne, are you going to be interested? I wanted to finish with our group because that group was heading to university, and I really wanted to make sure that the commitment I made to them would follow through to the end of their last year. And I was able to complete that, and then being able to now focus on that request for the OSBA. But what happened is I ended up talking to Merrick, which was one of the things is that we've been working together doing his camps and clinics and doing so many things together, collaborating with my Jewel team, because for Jewel, I only have 3 times a week for practice. So technically, most of the girls went to Capitol Courts.
Get to that spot before you spin. If you slow here, then the spin's not going to be effective. So get her moving, okay? Go ahead. Good. Quick, get her moving. And now she's compromised, okay? But if you go slow, she's just going to slide with you, okay? Get her chasing, get her chasing, get her chasing. Good, there you go. Okay, so watch that hop step. When you pivot, okay, keep the foot on the ground. You're spinning on it. Careful when you go like this.
It was very difficult to convince parents and players that we were gonna do an academy and the kids would have to change schools, come to Kareem Wilson. So we did get a good number of athletes, probably around 12. And at the last minute, we had like maybe 4 dropouts. And it was very difficult to play this season, a full OSBA season with 8 players, with injuries and what have you. It was just very difficult. But we made it through, actually made the playoffs in our first year in 2017. And from there, we were able to now show what we can do in terms of development. We knew we wouldn't be able to be similar to any prep school in the GTA. Because their pool is so much bigger than ours, we needed something very unique to attract the talent that we would need to compete in an elite league like this. So Coach Fab and I, we realized that we needed more for these kids, not just rolling the ball out and say, here's the basketball, let's play in this league. We need more supports. We wanted to make sure that we can grow the entire human being rather than just develop a basketball player. We know the basketball will stop bouncing eventually, so we know we had to attack all angles, all aspects of this child's development.
Well, her self-confidence has been boosted incredibly. She's a leader, I would say. She has no fear of, challenging situations and stuff like that, because the confidence it's given her on the court and off the court as well, it's a very positive. Yeah, she has, there's mental health consultants, there's strength training consultants, we have a doctor, we have all the tools she needs to succeed. It's the full total package. We're very impressed with it.
It was a great opportunity. We loved the coach, we loved the environment, we loved the assistant coach, Merrick, the whole mentality of this team, and it fit with our values. So it was a perfect fit. I think from looking back now, I'm like, it was actually a perfect fit, yeah. It was very challenging. First, I'm a mama bear, so just leaving after Sec 3, so she was going in Sec 4 in Quebec, that's 9th grade, coming here. It was tough for me to not, not see her every night, and this is still a very high caliber league, so there's tournaments, there's going away, etc. So it was an adjustment, and at one point she was telling me, the adjustment is not too much me, it's you, Mom. I have to take care of you. So in a way, it was true, because she was okay because the environment was such a homey and friendly and good attitude, and all the girls were really nice, that she was getting along and fitting well and did not feel like she needed to come home. But I needed that reassurance that I want you to call me at this time. I want you to be there. I want you to and sometimes it created some conflicts, because I said, no, you still have to call me. You still have to. And then after, she realized, okay, let me take care of my mom too, because I'm away. She needs to understand that I'm good. And everything, and of course I trusted the coach and the whole program, so it made me feel more at ease. And I still called when I needed to, but I felt like the coach was there to answer my call, Fabienne. If I needed anything, she was there. If I was worried, she responded to my needs. So that was, I didn't feel like the coach was blocking me from accessing my daughter. I could access my daughter anytime, and she was evolving. She was evolving.
We were able to do these things in a manner where Coach Fab created this template, and it's just very, very unique, and it incorporates all of our skills, my skills, Coach Fab's skills, Jeremy's skills, Clarence's skills, Dr. Heather's skills, Miss Wadley's skills, all of our basketball staff. All of our skills can now form this gigantic barrier around these children. So when they look left, they look right, it's all about supports. They literally have to just work super hard, pay attention in class, focus on their studies, keep their bodies right, and the sky's the limit, because we have created this platform for them to springboard off of, and it's happening. We're setting ourselves apart.
Right now we're a different team because we have professional. Like, who gets, Jeremy Benoit as your trainer here? That's crazy.
You're gonna grab your knee, pull up, make sure this is tucked in. You're gonna SLDL out, reach, cross your arms, rotate, come back up, okay?
No pressure,
Okay, you're gonna slowly drive one knee in.
Oh no.
Okay? Yep, nice and slow. There's no rush, it's time here. 30 seconds. Alternating legs, you can do 3 reps, you can do 10 reps. Take your time, hips up, high, head back.
Fort Erie, for me, when we decided and Merrick made the call with talking with Hendel Kip and Sean and saying, hey, we're in trouble because we can't practice in Ottawa, but we have permission because we're in OSBA. When we went to Fort Erie, where we had about 13 girls living in a house together, and really it allowed me to get to know every one of them, because I know some of them a little bit more because they talk a bit more, but being able to have them in one area where you get to build trust, develop that communication and relationship was very different. Like it's not every day you get to cook with your team. You get to, watch movies, you get to, sit down and talk about everything and anything, and then you're getting into some of the hardest practices that they have to. So I think to me, it's the championship. It's great. It shows us that, exclamation mark, this is gravy, we got this, but we gain much more than that. And I think a lot of us as coaches are like, we're looking at, the trophy, the championship, but when these girls leave, they're gonna remember Fort Erie.
Fort Erie I think it was an environment where we had to be together, so we learned a lot about ourselves, like just being with your teammates 24/7, going to school online, eating breakfast together, eating supper, and then having to go in vans to go to practice, and it's cold outside, and you just see it's a different environment. But I remember when we lost to Lincoln Prep, and it was like a tough game. I mean, especially for me, it was really hard after that. I think just us being together and feeling that pain together really brought us closer, but also it was just like we could reflect on the game together. We could be as a team. I remember so many birthdays during that time too, because it was a long time in Fort Erie. But I feel like just being with my teammates and feeling the sisterhood was really like the most amazing part of it all.
They're gonna remember the relationship and the connection we had. And to me, that's the real championship, you know? And, you know, when Merrick and I look at that, I said, that was gravy, because we were struggling. When we were looking at this, we tried everything. I said, okay, scratch that, next, scratch that, next. We couldn't have planned for Erie. It just had to happen because we had nowhere to practice. But the fact that all of these things happen, and I'll use Merrick's word, organically, it allowed us to really create an opportunity and an environment that these girls would never recreate again. So to me, that was the real championship.
And Nidhi has looked at the best mall in
the kids can feel secure that we have their backs. Regardless of what's happening on the court, we have their backs off the court. And once you take care of those things off the court, the things that are on the court become so easy. They become so fluid. And that's really is at the core of what we want to be known for, is developing the entire human being, not just a player's jump shot or a crossover or a step back or whatever it is. Those things will fade away over time, but what will remain is who these people are and what they've gone through and what they've overcome. And if we can help to try to manage that and teach them some tools and give them some coping mechanisms, once they get out of here, we've done our jobs.
I'm Nidhi.
I'm Ashley McBurney.
And let's go, road trip time.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
I did not know that. Okay, let's go, guys.
In between interviews, do clips of jealousy. Guys, look. Welcome to our crib. Why are we so bent over?
I don't know. Like, I said
My knee.
okay, sorry.
Like, keep looking like smile, Joel. Hey, smile. Yay!